Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is the horoscope for Libra. If Libra is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so, Libra, we have the Aeon card, which has a lot to do with change, okay? When we see this card, we know, okay, things are maybe have been changing. You're coming into something that feels a little more stable. It might be that, yeah, this is a time where things are shifting around. You're looking towards the future. You're thinking, how are things going to be in just a few, months, maybe a year? Well, let's take a look. We're going to see what the tea leaves have to say. And so if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Also, if you want to hit the like button or leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. Now, it looks like it says Leo, L-E-O. It could be Ario, like Ario Speedwagon. But it could be, I think, like maybe Leo. It could be a name. It could be that you have a Leo person in your life. But when we look at it a little bit closer, it also looks like 1, 2, 3 people. One seems to be holding something that looks like maybe like a branch with a bird sitting on top. You can see kind of, it looks like a duck or a goose that is migrating, that is flying. Okay, so we have movement. We have this group of people. We also have one over here who looks like they're holding up kind of a stick that has a animal or maybe even the crescent moon on the back. I'm getting like big Wicker Man vibes. Have you ever seen the Wicker Man? Yeah, the one with Nicolas Cage is wonderful, but the original, oh my God, beautiful, beautiful piece of cinema. Go and check it out. Absolutely, it's gorgeous. And scary and spooky. But this kind of procession, right? This kind of collective celebration. And it feels to me very, well, it fits into the time period, right? Because we are going into the holidays. There are a lot of different things to celebrate, a lot of different feasts and well, like I said, holidays and get-togethers and, just different events going on in the next like 2 months, right? Or well, it's maybe a month and a half now. We're at the end of November. My goodness. I can't believe that we're already ending the year here pretty soon. But there are a lot of reasons to come together, a lot of reasons to celebrate, to honor your belief systems, your traditions, your cultural, learned things that you do. And, you might be somebody that's a little silly, just like my family over here. We make our own holidays, not every single holiday. We do celebrate some collective holidays, but we have our own little holidays that we have invented or that we have pulled from the past. Like one that I really like to celebrate that you've probably heard of is Saturnalia. I am definitely not affiliated to any system, but I am a devotee of Saturn for sure. I'm a daughter of Saturn. And so, I feel like there's a lot of glee. I mean, ultimately, that's what it is. I feel like you are somebody who really looks forward to these opportunities to, dress up, decorate, maybe cook something special, bring something to the potluck, be with people that you love, and also kind of lifting the vibration, right? You are, and I imagine that you've heard this quite a bit in your life. You are that light that like walks into the room and everybody looks over at you. You're smiling. You're saying hello. Everybody's happy to see you. You just really have that vibe. You bring people together. You are the person that anybody, if they're having problems, if they need a mediator, if they need somebody's input, somebody who is level-headed, somebody who is, of course you're concerned about your own things, but you try to think about everybody. So if you're going into these holidays having, like a heavy heart, maybe you're grieving, maybe things have been rough this year, you're still going to pull it together so that everybody can have a nice time. Now, for better or worse, I don't know. I don't know. I'm a mom, and when you're a mom, you just you get into that mode, right? Where it's like, sometimes I want to go into the pantry and sob for a little while. Although, let me just tell you, I'm a crier. I like to cry. And that's how I get my emotions kind of checked, is I do a little bit of a cry. I want to go in the pantry in the middle of cooking turkey dinner and all this and do a little cry and get it over with and get back out there and make sure everybody's having a good time. And, sometimes it just is like that. I don't know, but I do feel like you're very aware of, it's the magic, I guess, the magic of the season. Not to be like, I'm not reading off of like the side of a packaging for something, like some advertising campaign or whatever. But it is the magic of the season, whatever you celebrate, right? It's not any one thing. It doesn't have to be an Abrahamic, holiday, or maybe it is, I don't know. But everybody's celebrating something around this time of year. And so I see you really putting yourself into it. And I don't think that you will regret that. Even if things do feel hard, I do also feel like you are somebody in the family that, how we talk about our grandparents, a lot of us, our grandparents always did so much to like make sure everybody was included, to make sure everybody was coming together, that everybody was remembered. And I feel like you are that for your family. You make sure. Now, we also have the moon there, okay? So I do feel like there is a little bit of, there's a wave of emotion. And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody passed away this year. And that's what it feels like to me, that there's some kind of grieving. I don't know that it was something very tragic, although it does always feel tragic if the person is older and everybody knew, they were aware that they were transcending and they went peacefully. Or if it's something that, is just the absolute, horror, which is losing somebody young or unexpectedly or with violence or, something like this. But I do feel really like, it's a traumatic thing. You love the person. Your family probably is also, involved in this, and they love the person. And it's hard to know what to do for these first holidays after somebody is gone. But I feel like for you, it's like you want to keep things going. You want to make sure that everybody gets to partake, that this isn't going to be a lost holiday season. It still hurts. It still hurts, right? And, I guess for me, the best advice that I have is to take it slow. to do what you can. Don't put so much stress on yourself, Libra, because I know you. I got quite a few. Actually, I have 3 close Libras in my life. And every single one of you, and if you're watching, you're all family members, and I love you dearly. But you all can stress yourselves out. Just to the supreme, right? And so, whatever you do, Libra, it's going to be good enough. So give yourself a break, okay? And let yourself feel how you feel. Now, we also have, it looks like the number 558. We also have, it looks like a person on a sled being pulled by a dog, okay? So very winter vibes. We also have a person down here who has an axe. It looks like a large E, okay? So I'm guessing that their name maybe starts with an E or has a prominent E in it. So we have travel. Now this one also looks like a sled. You can see right here. Being pulled by a person, though, it looks like. So it does seem like maybe there will be some traveling coming up. I'm thinking of that, what is the song? It's like the one about going to grandma's house for Christmas or whatever on the sled. What is the song? Put it in the comments. I have to look it up because I can't. I'm not going to. And plus, I don't know. Am I allowed to sing a song on my thing? You don't want to hear me sing anyways. But yeah, we have sleds. It looks like probably going to at least 2 places. And with the axe, I almost kind of wonder if there is going to have to be, I don't know, almost like a discussion. That's the thing that I feel like there's something going on within the family or friends group or people who are in your life, right? Where it almost sounds like somebody is stepping out of bounds. And it's with the axe, it's like, it's not cutting the person off necessarily, although that might be a step coming up. But I feel like it's like you need to set some boundaries. Like they've pushed too far and now it's the time to be like, listen, okay, this makes me uncomfortable. I don't like that kind of talk. It's none of your business. Whatever it is. Like, and making sure that you are very clear about it. Another thing about Libras, you're not necessarily people pleasers, but you like to keep the peace. You don't want to overdo it. But sometimes, listen, some of us need to hear it plain and simple. I don't like that. I don't want you to talk to me like that. I will not put up with that. That's a little, I don't know if I would say it that way, although I feel like it, right? But yes, standing on your words. Get on that square and stand there. You got it. You got it. And listen, it is about keeping your peace. It is about keeping the peace for everybody, but keeping your peace. Because when somebody is too familiar or they just feel like they can act any old way, they can say any old thing, that is like, who wants to be around that? I don't know. I don't want to be. I don't want somebody talking wild to me, or getting involved where they don't belong. But you give somebody some grace, they keep overstepping, and then you have to put down those boundaries. Make sure they know, okay? I know it's not easy, but it is worth it. And, ultimately my energy here is that I really feel like you're enjoying yourself during this holidays and the visits and all of that. Now, I feel like there's almost an energy of sisters. We have also, it looks like a dove up here. We have 2 sisters, one here. And to me, it does feel like there's been so much dramas I know we're reusing these, but sometimes it's like, I don't know how to explain it to people always, but when you look at these, they change. Every time you look at the bowl, it'll look a little different. Even just like the way that you move it like this, the way I'm seeing things looks different depending on, like if it's here, it kind of looks like a person standing, right, with the head. Now, if you go like this, it looks like there's like an Aries ram standing on top of a hill. And so it does. It just changes the way it looks every time. So we have two sisters, we have the dove. So there is peace coming between. We also have, it looks like the name Jane, and we have an Aries standing on the hill here, okay? Which is also a person that maybe is the Jane person. We also have a little bit of a house over here, and we have some animals. So I do feel like maybe you are going home. I do feel like there is a place here where you have to kind of put down some boundaries. But I also feel like there is going to be kind of a reconciliation between sisters. And that might be with you and a sister. It might be sisters within your family. It might be like your mom and your auntie. It could be your daughters, you know, whoever. But I do feel like there is going to be something that happens. There's this little bit of room for this, you know, reunification to happen. And I do believe that it will. Okay. So ultimately, I feel like everybody ends up walking out of this family event or this, you know, whatever season of holidays and events and feeling pretty firmly in a good place. You know, oftentimes we do holidays and something goes awry. Something pops off, somebody gets angry, whatever. It goes into the spring, and then hopefully by summer everybody's like cool again. We can hang out, go swimming, whatever. But I feel like for you, this is like, this is perfect. 10 out of 10. Everybody walks away feeling pretty decent. Nobody is griping. Nobody is fighting. There's no forming different teams in the family. Everybody's angling and, trying to be the last one to be right and all of that. No. This just feels like a nice holiday. Okay? We also have the number 44. Now, also, it looks like 4-H. If you live somewhere in America and you know what 4-H is, that might be something involved. Maybe you grew up in a farming area or raising animals or whatever. But that for some reason is coming up. Now, we also have, and I have a little piece of hair on here. I'm going to take that off. It's pudgy hair. He snuck into the studio earlier. Now, we have... It looks like something about the leg. It seems like there's some kind of agitation, possibly. Leg. We also have something about maybe crossing a bridge. Crossing that bridge when I come to it. I feel like you've been putting this thing off with your knee, your leg, your hip, something like that. And feeling like I almost feel like you are the person. And I do this too, so I'm no judgment, but you're like the person that's always telling people, oh, you should go to the doctor to have that looked at. You need to go to the doctor. But when it comes to you and everybody's saying, hey, go get that checked out, you keep putting it off. So go get it looked at. Okay, I don't think it's anything dire, but you gotta live by your own advice, right? So we also have the number 92. 92. And what? I keep hearing that. And what? And what? Argumentative. But not around. This person is argumentative, but they're not around. And it almost feels like weird because they're not. And I'm almost wondering if this is maybe somebody who passed away. It seems like very combative, like your interactions with them. Now, I'm going to go ahead and roll this. Our first lucky number is number 17. 17. 28. Hi. 27. There we go. All right, now we're going to do our Mary Magdalene Oracle cards, okay? And I'm going to flip through, stop where it feels right. And the egg. There we go, the egg. Let's see, it says, everything comes from within. And now you must know, I am obsessed with eggs as a symbol. There's actually one right here that my husband gave me. But they are so important to my own, I don't know, spiritual, my own spiritual path. Oh, I'm trying to think of the word. What is the word? It is path. And it is. It is something that's in, I always mix up cosmology and cosmology. But a lot of origin stories, right? The egg sitting upon the little hill of dirt that is, you know, kind of the little island in the vast primordial waters. And when that egg cracks and opens, so begins all, right? And so, yes, it is a beginning. It is a promise of something new. It is a promise of, you know, something other than what is. And that's exciting. And I think that's why I like it. Always something happening, right? Everything is always changing, moving. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you, Libra, I love you because I do, and I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you, and if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Also, if you would like to leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. All right. Again, I'll say, I love you, I love you, I love you. We'll talk real soon. Real soon. Good night.